what I believe is when we're hurting, we identify with what we consider to be the cause of the hurt. So, for instance, somebody's way of coping with how they feel might be through an opiate addiction, or somebody else might be using alcohol, somebody else might just feel anxiety. However, all of those symptoms, all of those ways we're coping with how we feel, we're all experiencing the same underlying core issues. All of us are. It's just how we deal with them, how we cope, how we numb, how we soothe, how we try to self-medicate might be different. It's one of the really magical things, and I think different, special things about the sanctuary, is that when people come here, they may be very identified with their coping strategy. They might be very identified with their diagnosis or very identified with their addiction. And very quickly, they recognize that really is, any number of those things are just coping strategies. They're survival skills. They're ways to soothe, to numb, whether you want to call them an addiction or you want to call them a compulsion. Some people like to call them just a habit. People often don't like to call them something that they have labeled as something bad. So they've got all kinds of different ways we talk about these things we do to make ourselves feel better. But there's usually a lot of shame involved in that. So they come to the sanctuary. We're sitting around the table. If you walked right in, you wouldn't really know who was there for anxiety and who was there for an opiate addiction, who might be there because they have depression, because pretty quickly all those facades drop away and we're just people, soul to soul, each with our own suffering that we're wanting here to heal. However, we are all involved in these various ways to cope, whether they're addictions or diagnoses, and of course they feel very real and they're very real problems. They've created a lot of suffering in our lives, so of course we don't ignore that. Of course we have to address that. But really the point is to get underneath that. What is going on at the core? What is happening beneath that? Why are we needing to self-medicate? Why is it that we're not comfortable in our own skin? Why is it that no matter what we do, there's always that sense of impending doom? We're always in fight or flight. We feel very hyper-vigilant. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And very sadly, so many people, as we now know, the statistics are astronomically rising with suicide. Some people wake up and say, no more, I'm done. Why is this happening? That's something that at the sanctuary we care about and are very curious. Why is this happening? What's going on? We want to help somebody really understand in a way that they've never understood. I don't care how many years of therapy they may have been in. Once and for all, let's find out what's going on underneath this and let's heal this. Not symptom manage this, not identify a problem so now we have a lifetime of managing the problem. Let's identify what's going on, become aware of what's happening, and then actually heal it so that we can move on. People can move on and have a life that's different than the life that they've been experiencing, where these issues that we've identified so strongly with are now gone.